If you're over 50 and you've noticed your morning erections fading, listen closely, because that's not just a getting older thing. It's a signal. And here's the twist: most men try to fix erections during the day, pills, stimulants, quick hacks. But your strongest erections are actually built at night. Tonight, I'm going to show you 3 specific powders men over 50 can take before sleep to stack the deck in your favor. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to take, how to take it, and why it works, so your mornings start feeling like they used to. Let's get into it. Let's quickly talk about what's going on under the hood. After 50, 3 things tend to drift in the wrong direction. Number 1, blood vessels get less responsive. That means less nitric oxide, less dilation, and weaker filling when your body tries to create nighttime erections. Number 2, testosterone rhythm starts flattening. Testosterone doesn't just drop, the nighttime peak becomes weaker, especially if sleep is poor. And number 3, stress chemistry creeps higher. More cortisol at night keeps your nervous system in alert mode. And erections require the opposite: calm, relaxed, recovery mode. So what we're doing tonight is simple: we're supporting blood flow plus hormones plus libido at the exact time your body is most ready to rebuild them. Now let's start with the first powder, because this is the one that flips blood flow back on. Powder number 1, L-citrulline malate, the blood flow switch. Let's start with the foundation, because if blood cannot get into the tissue strongly and consistently, nothing else you do later will feel reliable. L-citrulline malate is not a random wellness powder, it is one of the most direct and well-studied ways to support the nitric oxide pathway, which is the body's natural system for opening blood vessels and improving circulation. When nitric oxide rises, the smooth muscle inside your blood vessels relaxes, the channels widen, and blood can flow with less resistance, which is exactly what firm nighttime and morning erections depend on. Your body then converts L-citrulline into L-arginine, and L-arginine becomes the raw material used to produce nitric oxide, so you are not forcing anything, you are simply giving your system more of what it already uses to create healthy vascular response. What makes L-citrulline especially useful for men over 50 is that it bypasses a common bottleneck. Oral L-arginine itself gets broken down heavily in the gut and liver, which means less of it reaches the bloodstream, but L-citrulline escapes that early breakdown, travels to the kidneys, and converts into L-arginine more efficiently inside the body, leading to a steadier nitric oxide rise. The result is not a jittery stimulant effect, but a smoother, deeper, more natural circulation upgrade that shows up where it matters. And this is not just theory. A simple but powerful clinical pilot study published in 2011 and conducted at the University of Foggia in Foggia, Italy, followed men with mild erectile dysfunction for 2 months, giving them placebo first and then L-citrulline at 1.5 grams daily. After 1 month on L-citrulline, half of the men improved from mild ED to normal erection hardness, with no reported adverse effects, and their monthly successful intercourse frequency rose significantly compared to placebo. That matters because it shows that even a modest daily dose can noticeably improve erection firmness when the issue is mainly circulation and endothelial responsiveness. Now, if you are watching this and you have noticed your own morning erections becoming weaker or less frequent over the years, I want you to drop a quick comment saying "I'm in," so I know you are taking your health seriously, and so other men over 50 realize they are not the only ones dealing with this quietly. Here is exactly how to take L-citrulline malate in a way that fits the overnight repair window. Use L-citrulline malate powder at 6 to 8 grams, or plain L-citrulline at 3 to 6 grams, mixed into a glass of warm water or any bedtime drink you already tolerate well. Take it 30 to 60 minutes before sleep, not because it works like a quick stimulant, but because you want blood arginine and nitric oxide support rising as your body enters deeper sleep stages, where nocturnal erections and vascular repair are naturally most active. In terms of what to expect, think of this as a rebuild rather than a one-night trick. Some men notice subtle circulation changes within the first few nights, like warmer extremities or more vivid nighttime erections, but the more meaningful shift usually appears over 1 to 3 weeks of consistent nightly use, when the endothelial lining of the vessels starts responding better and nitric oxide signaling becomes more reliable again. In the Italian study, measurable erection hardness improvements showed up after about 1 month, so give your body enough nights to stack the repair effect before judging results. One last practical note, because this is medical education, not hype. Since nitric oxide support can gently lower blood pressure, if you are on nitrate medications or strong blood pressure drugs, you should check with your clinician before using a high-dose nitric oxide stack, and if you ever feel lightheaded after taking it, simply lower the dose and reevaluate. Most healthy men tolerate these amounts well, but smart use is always better than aggressive guessing. Now that you have opened the blood flow highways and given your body the raw material it needs to build firm nighttime erections again, the next step is to address the internal signal that tells your system what to do with that circulation while you sleep, because without that signal, blood flow can improve but the morning result still feels inconsistent, and in the next section I will show you exactly how to restore that missing piece. Powder number 2, Tongkat Ali, the nighttime male hormone reset. Once blood flow pathways are open, the next thing that decides whether you wake up firm or flat is the internal signal that tells your body to use that circulation for erection quality while you sleep. This is where Tongkat Ali comes in, because it is not acting like a temporary spark or a stimulant, it is working more like a reset button for the male hormone environment that naturally drives nighttime and early morning erection cycles. Tongkat Ali, also called Uricoma longifolia, has been studied for its ability to support healthier testosterone markers, especially in aging men whose levels and rhythms have started to drift downward, and that matters because testosterone is not only about libido, it also influences how often nocturnal erections happen, how firm they feel, and how strongly your nervous system stays in that calm recovery mode where erections are easiest to access. To make this concrete, there was a 6-month randomized double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trial published in 2021 in the journal Maturitas that followed men with androgen deficiency of aging males, and this research was conducted in Brazil with a supervised intervention that included Tongkat Ali supplementation. Over the study period, the group receiving Tongkat Ali showed improvements in erectile function scores alongside improvements in testosterone-related measures compared with placebo, which is exactly the combination you want if your morning erections have become less reliable with age, because it means the supplement is supporting both the hormonal driver and the real-world outcome men care about. What makes Tongkat Ali especially useful at bedtime is that testosterone follows a circadian rhythm, with its most important daily surge happening during sleep and peaking in the early morning hours. When men over 50 sleep poorly, carry high stress, or simply experience age-related decline, that nighttime surge flattens out, and when the surge flattens, morning erections weaken even if blood flow support is decent. Tongkat Ali is thought to help by supporting the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis and by reducing stress drag on testosterone signaling, so instead of forcing hormones up unnaturally, it helps your body restore a rhythm that is already supposed to be there. Here is exactly how to take it in this nighttime stack. Use a standardized Tongkat Ali extract and take 200 to 400 milligrams, mixed into your drink or taken as a measured powder serving, 30 to 60 minutes before bed, right alongside your L-citrulline routine. This timing is not about feeling an immediate rush, it is about ensuring that the hormonal support is active as you move into deeper stages of sleep, because that is when testosterone output and nocturnal erection signaling are most responsive to support. If you are the kind of person who likes structured routines, you can also cycle it in a gentle pattern such as 5 days on and 2 days off, but the main key is consistent use within normal label doses rather than jumping to extremes. In terms of what to expect, Tongkat Ali is a builder, so think in weeks rather than nights. Some men notice subtle changes in morning firmness or libido within the first 1 to 2 weeks, especially if low testosterone rhythm was a major part of the problem, but the more dependable shift usually appears around 3 to 6 weeks, when the nighttime hormone pattern has had time to stabilize and reinforce the circulation gains you already set up with the first powder. In the longer clinical studies, the strongest improvements show up after sustained daily use, so give your body the consistent nighttime signaling it needs before deciding whether it is working for you. And now that you have reinforced the blood flow system with the first powder and restored a stronger nighttime male hormone signal with this one, the final step is to bring back the missing spark that makes erections feel natural, wanted, and effortless again, because without that spark, everything can improve on paper but still feel flat in real life, so stay with me for that piece. If you want the complete nightly routine and the rest of this series, make sure you subscribe, because the next part ties everything together in a way most men never think to do. Powder number 3, Maca, the libido plus stamina igniter. Now that the blood flow system is being supported and the nighttime male hormone signal is no longer running on empty, the final piece of this bedtime stack is the one that brings back the missing spark, because an erection is not only about circulation and hormones, it is also about desire, stamina, and the brain-body connection that makes intimacy feel natural instead of forced. This is where maca comes in, an Andean root known scientifically as Lepidium myeanii, which has a long history of traditional use for male vitality and has also been tested in modern clinical settings for sexual desire and erectile function. What makes maca interesting for men over 50 is that it tends to support libido and sexual well-being without acting like a stimulant and without artificially pushing testosterone in a way that could feel harsh or unpredictable, so it fits perfectly into a bedtime routine where the goal is steady rebuilding rather than a temporary jolt. To anchor this in real research, a randomized, double-blind clinical trial published in 2002 and carried out in Lima, Peru, followed healthy adult men who took maca daily at 1.5 grams or 3 grams over 12 weeks, and the researchers observed a significant improvement in sexual desire starting around the 8th week compared to placebo, while testosterone levels did not change meaningfully. That detail matters because it suggests maca works less like a hormone booster and more like a libido and vitality modulator, supporting the mental and physiological drive that often fades quietly as men age, even when the body is technically capable of an erection. When drive comes back, erections stop feeling like something you have to chase, because the nervous system begins to cooperate again. Maca appears to support this cooperation through several pathways at once, including improved mood and energy perception, better sexual desire signaling, and subtle support for endurance-related metabolism, which is why many men describe the benefit as a return of interest and confidence before they even notice a dramatic change in mechanics. For a lot of men over 50, that is the missing link, because you can have circulation and hormones improving, but if your libido circuits are still dimmed by age, stress, or low vitality, morning erections remain inconsistent and intimacy feels less automatic. Maca helps close that gap by restoring the internal yes feeling that your body needs to respond fully during the night and into the morning. Here is exactly how to take it in this routine. Use maca powder at about 1.5 to 3 grams per night, mix smoothly into the same warm drink you take before bed, whether that is water, tea, or milk, and take it 30 to 60 minutes before sleep, aligned with the same window as the other two powders so all three are working together as your body enters deep sleep and nocturnal recovery. The taste is earthy and slightly nutty, so if you want it to go down easier, a warm drink helps, and if you are brand new to maca, start closer to the lower end for a few nights and work up to your full serving as your stomach adjusts. In terms of timing and expectations, maca is not the kind of supplement that flips a switch overnight, because it works more like a gradual restoration of libido tone and stamina. Some men notice a subtle lift in drive and mood within the first 1 to 2 weeks, especially if they were coming from a low desire baseline, but the more obvious benefits usually appear between 4 and 8 weeks, which matches what the clinical trials show. This is why consistency matters, because each night you take it you are reinforcing that libido vitality pathway while your circulation and hormone rhythm are already being supported by your stack, and over several weeks the combined effect is what makes morning erections feel like a natural return rather than a random event. One practical safety note while keeping this medically grounded is that maca is generally well tolerated in studied doses, with most trials reporting no serious adverse events, but like any root powder it can cause mild digestive upset in some people if they jump too high too fast, which is why starting lower and building up is the simplest way to stay comfortable. If you have a thyroid condition that is highly sensitive to cruciferous plants, it is worth checking with your clinician before using large daily amounts, but for most healthy men the bedtime dose range here is considered safe and reasonable. And when you combine this libido stamina igniter with the blood flow support and the nighttime hormone reset you already set up, you are no longer relying on hope in the morning, you are building a system your body can repeat night after night, which is exactly what men over 50 need to recover reliable morning hardness again. If this breakdown helped you, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, turn on notifications, and subscribe, because the next videos in this series go deeper into the habits that make these results stronger and last longer.